Hey guys, before you get into the sexiest part of multifamily investing, underwriting, at least I think it is, I love the numbers. There's a checklist that we need to follow to make sure we gather all relevant information. This is before we even consider looking at the deal. Many people are so excited to get into their first deal, they skip all the steps necessary to fully understand the process. First off, if you haven't watched and completed action items for weeks 1 through 3, then turn off this video and come back once you've completed those videos. Underwriting is in week 4 because everything before it contains critical information and knowledge and resources vital to correctly analyze a deal. Secondly, if you have watched those videos, download the document, What is Needed to Underwrite a Deal? That's what we're going to go over today in this video. Okay, so up to this point, you should have your goals set, your markets picked, your local team and property managers, attorneys, lenders, brokers, and your internal team. Each item and person I listed will assist you in understanding the best way to underwrite a deal. So now let's just jump into this checklist. What is needed to underwrite a deal? This is underwriting made easy. It's a quick way to filter out those deals that are coming in your mailbox that brokers are sending you. It's a quick way to filter them out before you even have to dive in deep. So these questions, first off, are going to be what to ask when that deal first arrives. First question, does the deal fit your criteria? Is it the right number of units? Is it in the right location? How about the purchase price? Is it in the range that you can raise money for it? And the class of property, what are you actually looking for? Is it a B class, C class property, or is it an A class property? That's something to check before you dive into it. The second question is the deal in one of your pre-selected markets? Now, in week 1, you should have selected your markets that you're investing in. These were videos that Tyler shared at the end of week 1 in the path. So remember to stick to about 1 to 3 markets, just so you have good knowledge and foundation of that market to be able to analyze it correctly. Now, the third question would be, is that market growing? And this comes to your market research that you should have done at the beginning. Do you know if that market's growing? And all the aspects of that is really understanding your market research. Fourth is, how's the neighborhood? How's the neighborhood of where that deal is located? Is it A, B, C, or D class neighborhood? Or is the property located in a path of progress? Are the surrounding neighborhoods better or worse? Or are the surrounding properties adding value? All these questions are important to consider the area, the neighborhood itself. You can be you know where your hometown is. You know the bad neighborhoods that you don't want to go into, and you know the ones, there could be a great neighborhood right next to that. That line, that difference, it makes a huge difference when we're looking at properties. So if you're investing somewhere far away from another part of the United States, understanding where those bad neighborhoods are, where the good neighborhoods are, is really important, and that's knowledge you need to know before you start looking at deals. Now, after answering those questions and the deal does qualify and passes all those criteria that I just listed off, then we can start to look at what is the material that they sent to be able to even start underwriting the deal. But first off is financials. These ones are critical and absolute when underwriting a property. First off is the operating memorandum, or the offering memorandum. Sorry, that's a typo in there. Offering memorandum is the first thing that you usually get from a broker. And this is their kind of they're marketing to investors saying, hey, come buy this deal. It's a great deal. This is a great market. And here's some of the numbers. Now, if the deal is off market, then you might not have this. And that's why it's optional, because it isn't necessary, but it is helpful. It contains a lot of good information. The second one is the T12. The trailing 12 statement is absolutely required. You must have the T12 to properly underwrite a deal. Now, you will run into many properties that were poorly run. They won't have a T12, or they're mom and pop, smaller deals. The next best item would be the income or profit and loss statement. Those statements usually do not include vacancy nor loss of lease, which you'll have to manually do by using the rent roll, which is a different discussion, and we can dive in deeper into that more when we're underwriting properties. And the third one is the rent roll. This one is required and optional at the same time. Right up front, it's optional. So rent rolls are important in understanding how the property is running today. These are very important to have. However, to do an initial underwriting, they aren't absolutely required, but moving forward with a deal, you must have a recent rent roll. The second question is, let me scroll down here. What is the story? Why is the seller selling? What's the history of the property? How long have the sellers owned the property? And any other information that would be important. These questions can help you win the deal and make a so-so deal into a great deal. You're probably solving and selling. You're a problem solver, and the seller usually has a problem. Find out the solution, you'll have the advantage. Today, I was just talking to a student that has a deal that a broker really wants to try to sell. It's been in the market for 2 years. It's because the owner just really wants to sell it and to retire, and that's a problem. And so we need to figure out the solution, where the balance is, where we can help them solve that problem. And we can benefit as well by obtaining that property. The third question we ask is, what value add opportunities are there? And this one's a critical question to know the answers to because we're value add investors. And so first question is below market rent. By how much per unit? In other words, what is the average amount that the units are under the comparables? These comparables should be in similar locations and in similar conditions. Sometimes brokers will have comparables in the offering memorandum, and those could be pretty accurate and helpful, but this comes back to your market research and understanding how much are you below market rent with this property. And understanding how was this determined? Was it from the broker or was it from your own market research? And then do units need to be renovated? How many units have already been renovated? When were they last renovated? What are the unit premiums? How much work do the units need? Can you implement a RUBS, which is a utility build-back plan? There's a variety of ways to implement a RUBS. Are there any extra amenities that you can add? Are there exterior renovations that the property needs? And any other value-add opportunities. There's a long list of them. I believe Tyler had it in the quick start to understanding multifamily videos. He had a list of value-add opportunities. So these are very important questions to ask and understand, because this is where you're going to make a deal work, is by what kind of value-add opportunities there are. The fourth question, and the last one right here, before you start diving into the numbers, is to have market knowledge. What are similar properties charging for rent? What type of amenities are they providing? Do they have in-unit washer and dryers? Are they providing a value trash service? Do they have a pool? Do they, what things are surrounding properties adding value to the tenants, and what could you potentially do to add value to your tenants, but not adding too much amenities where you're adding more than what the market's doing currently. And then any other value add opportunities that you see based on the surrounding areas, surrounding properties. So essentially, that's all the information you need to know to underwrite a deal. And once you can answer all these questions, you go through them, then you can start diving into the template and understand and start diving into those numbers. The best part of multifamily investing, dive into those numbers and see if the deal pans out. And this should really help you filter through those deals that aren't worth your time, and you can save yourself hours and hours of work by answering these questions with each deal that comes across your desk. Now, after you do this and you want some help underwriting or looking through the deal, to have myself, in other words, an underwriting guru, as someone has called me, or the underwriting coach, to look over your deal, these are some of the things you must have for me to even look at the deal. These must-haves is market knowledge, because I will ask you questions about the market, the neighborhood. I don't have knowledge on every market in the U.S. and every market that you're investing in. So that's something I'm going to rely completely on you on. I'm going to ask you what the market cap rate is. I'm going to ask you, how do you know it's below market rent? How do you know you can achieve these premiums? And I need that proof from you on your end to be able to help you underwrite a deal. Then I need the T12. Rent roll would be great. Remember, that's required / optional. So at first, I don't have to have it, but it'd be great to have completed underwriting, your own underwriting that you went in, you tried to underwrite the deal, and then you just need some help guidance. And again, with the most recent version of the template. I'm constantly updating the underwriting template. I post on the Facebook group page, and I let you know when I updated it. You'll have to go down and download the new version, because that's going to be the most accurate version moving forward. And then value add opportunities. I need to know, are we going to renovate the units? How much those units are going to cost to renovate them, and the premium that we can charge on top of that. Can we include a covered parking, and how much is that going to cost? And how much can we charge per space? And are we going to do a value trash service or increase pet fees, or a list of them? But I need to know what the numbers are on each one of those to be able to help you underwrite this deal. And if you have any questions on how to use the template, please watch the videos multiple times. After this video, I'm going into how to use a template, going through a deal with you, and just keep watching those. It'll take your time. It'll take you time to underwrite a deal correctly. So just practice at it. Even if you don't know what you're doing, keep working at it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be walking you through the steps of underwriting a deal after this.